hair. It's really, I washed it. It's gone all, Good morning and hello and welcome to your Tuesday. I've just poured myself my coffee, so I'm just gonna have a little sip. Hang on. It's good. It is good. Today it is a beautiful day here. Yesterday, oh my goodness, you guys, Berlin had like a crazy little like thunderstorm that lasted for about 3 minutes. And it was literally like as if you were in a car wash. You couldn't see out the windows because the rain came so hard and so quick that like everything got covered in water, like through these windows here, all came like smashing out to about here, like really far. So that was yesterday. But today it looks sunny, a few fluffy little clouds in the sky, little birds flying around looking happy. So it's Tuesday. That's good. Today I have a nice drawing for us, a drawing that I've actually already done myself, just as a little painting that I've put up in my kitchen. How wholesome of me. So I thought that I would show you how to do it too, and then maybe you can put it up in your kitchen if you like it. That's all there is to report, I think. I think that's all there is. There's nothing else. It's just Tuesday, but it's all good. We made it through Monday. I hope that you had nice Mondays and you're feeling good today. So I'm going to turn you around, or swing you around, I guess is the right term. Swing you around. And here we have our lovely setup for today. So let's get it a little bit less fuzzy. Hopefully it will straighten out a bit. There we go. That's the one. Okay. So the first thing we are going to do today is going to be drawing a few different shapes. But we're going to start with the first shape, which is like, oh, don't worry, it'll come back, which is kind of a circle on the left-hand side. So I'm going to bring this. It should focus in a second if I just let it think about it. Now the circle doesn't have to be perfect. Focus. There we go. Oh my God. Don't do this to me today, webcam. Let's keep it chill. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Mine's quite wonky and that's fine. Okay. Then I'm going to do a pear shape down here. So kind of like the thin bit here and then coming out into this big pear shape, but leaving a bit of space here. So start kind of about halfway there. Come down and around. And then actually it can go off the page if you want it to be a really big pear. I think I do. Like that. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a few small circles in this space. So they're not going to be touching. I'll just draw one that can, they're not going to be touching each other, but they can be touching this. So, but it's just random wherever you want to put them. About this size though. Maybe one coming down here. And they're kind of circles, kind of ovals. Leave it at that for now. Okay, and then I'm going to do another circle like this, but over here. And I'm going to leave this part of it open. So I'm just going to imagine that bit. So I have it coming from here, coming around. Now, if yours doesn't hit exactly the same points as mine, like it doesn't hit here, it doesn't matter, it just can be in this kind of general area. Then I'm going to do two lines that come to a point at the top here. I'm going to identify my top, it's about there, draw like a little stalk type thing, and then have two swishy lines, one that comes down like that, and then the second one, which is a bit more curved, that comes around and down like that. And then I'm going to imagine this poking out this way and draw the bottom edge of it. So there, do a little spiral and have it coming down like that. Can you tell what it is yet? Okay. So now we've got our basic composition. We just need to add in our details. Now you can take this wherever you want it to go. You can add your own flair, but I'll show you the tips and tricks that I use to turn this into a still life of fruit. So this is going to be the apple. So I'm going to just have a little stalk coming out the top there. Maybe make a little indent like that. Really simple. And then I'm going to have a leaf that comes out like this. So just a leaf with lots of strands. Like that. And you could even draw a little base, an upside down semicircle. I'll show you a bit closer. A little sad face, little stump for your apple. Okay, next up we have our pear. So at the top here, I'm going to just draw a happy face, a happy mouth, semicircle. And then I'm going to draw a stalk coming out of that. So just a thin stalk like that. And I'm going to just draw lots of little lines on it to disguise that line. Let me show you close up. And then I want to make this bit look a bit 3D. So I'm going to just give the impression that there are kind of lines like spider legs coming out of that stalk like that. And then I'm just going to draw a little curved line there too. And when I come to paint it, I'll leave a little highlight of white or light color here to suggest that it is highlighted there. Then I'm going to add a little leaf to fill a bit of this space that comes out and down. I say a little leaf, I meant a big leaf like that, floppy leaf. And then I'll draw the center bit and the bits coming out. Like that. Nice, looking good. Now this is my orange. So you can put your stalk anywhere. I'm going to put it about here in the top. I'm going to do the same thing, just a semicircle and then like a little stalk. But then I'm going to draw two leaves coming out. So one there and one there. But they could go in any direction. And I know I've got this line here that is a bit annoying, but I'm just going to try and disguise it by drawing the stem of the leaf. Lots of lines. And when I come to paint it, hopefully it won't be as obvious. Like that. Then I'll come back to the grapey bits there. But here I'm going to just do a little bit of rough kind of marks, because this is the top of my banana. Lots of little marks and stuff. And then just give the impression of like 2 or 3 lines or ridges coming down. They don't have to be full on lines. They can have little breaks in them. Like that. And again, coming up here on the other side, just like that. Then I'm going to create the stalk of my grapes about here, coming up, just a little kind of oblong stalk like the rest. And now I can fill this space with grapes, but I wanted to have a few of them on top, and then the rest of them are going to be hiding behind these grapes. So you're just drawing the circles that are kind of hiding behind one another. Circles or oblongs, or oblongs? Maybe not oblongs. Ovals is the word. Have you ever seen oblong grapes? I don't know if I'd buy oblong grapes. I guess you could freeze grape juice in ice cubes, then you'd have a kind of oblong grape. I don't know. So see, they're just tucking in nicely underneath the rest of the fruit. They don't mind. They're not the center of attention. They're just getting on with their day. Like that. That kind of thing. So squeezed in between. You could even, I suppose, draw a cheeky little one coming over onto the peach, onto the pear. Get your fruit right, Ness. Maybe have a little bit there to suggest it's kind of spilling over. That's quite nice, I suppose. Do that. Maybe I'll just add one more down here to pull my composition down a little bit, because I felt like it needed that there. But you just play it however you want it on yours. So you could just leave it like this, or you could add a few more little points of detail. So on my orange, you know, orange has the kind of orange skin with the dents. So I'm going to just put some little kind of dots, not all over, just to give the impression that it's got this texture on it. Always makes an orange look a bit more orangey when you have this. And again, when I come to paint it, I'll leave the highlighted bits. Like that. You could even go as far as to draw the highlight bits. So just kind of, you know, when you draw a balloon and you do that little highlight bit there. I don't know, you could draw that too. And then behind, I want to keep this bit free, but I'm going to add kind of some vines or some kind of sticks to just kind of fill in the composition, like twigs, I suppose, coming off the page, and little leaves. But you don't have to do this, you could leave it bare. Just want to fill in that space a bit. My fave thing, leaves. Love them. But that's just personal preference. Maybe bring it up a little bit down here. leaf going off the page there. Just winging it. Cheeky little leaf there. Kind of builds up the composition a little bit. Makes it a bit more interesting, I think. Now, I need to I want to show you the painted version. No, I'm not. Let's just paint it and then you can see how you go. So I'm going to paint kind of in layers. So I'm going to paint like light colors first. So I'll start with my orange, and so I want to do kind of a light orange color. So I get my yellow ochre and a little bit of red, and a little bit of yellow, cadmium yellow. I'm just going to go on to my orange and paint most of it in this color because it's the lightest color that I'm going to use on this orange. So except for the leaves, I might leave like a little ring of white around the top bit. I've got little bits of dust always. Little ring of white just here. But then this is going to be my lightest color. So I'll paint over this whole orange with an even more vibrant orange. But then I'll leave little patches of this color, which will form highlights eventually. Okay, then I'm going to do my pear down here, and I'm going to do a green, but I've got my Viridian green and my sap green kind of mixed together. And again, I'm going to do quite a thin application of this, because then I'll come back and use this color as the highlight. So I don't mind if it's like being applied blotchily. It kind of adds to the look, but I will leave little bits of white up here on this top rim because that's the top highlight that I want to remain as if it's just catching the light, as if it's really 3D. But the rest of it is just a light application of green, and hopefully it will dry in time that we can go in and add another layer to at least one of the fruits before the session's over. But you can see if I show you a little bit closer, just left those little bits of white there and those little bits of white there in that kind of ring shape. Okay, now I'm going to go over to my apple, and it's going to be red. So again, just a really gentle red colour with a lot of water here to just lay down my first layer. Leave those little bits that I drew white. They are the top highlight. But the rest of it just cover with the light application. It's pretty nice. Okay, and obviously my banana will be yellow, so I'm going to get my lightest yellow colour, which is my lemon yellow up here, or down here, sorry, and again cover majority of the banana. Might leave a few, I haven't drawn any highlights on this, so maybe I'll leave a few little strands like these bits white to just enhance that bit of highlight. Bring it down there. It's really subtle colour there. And then I've got these lush grapes, which I am going to leave a fair amount of highlights on. So I've got my purple here. It's quite a strong color. So I'm going to just kind of really gently touch in color here, leaving lots of white bits because I haven't watered this color down that much, and I don't want to do loads of layers on these, so can pick up some color from the first ones when the color was a bit stronger and add it onto my current ones that I'm applying to. Now, if we were being really, really careful with this, we would think about our light source and have it all coming from the same direction. But for now, I'm just not worrying too much. Don't want to take too much time thinking about that kind of thing. I just want to create this lovely little quick morning painting. But if you did enjoy this kind of style, I would totally recommend getting your fruit together. Get your fruit together. Find a nice composition, put them in front of you. Find a light source, could be the window, your bedroom window, could be your bedroom window, any kind of window that you're sitting near, or it could be an actual light, and lighting it up from an angle, either the top, the side, the bottom, whatever, and painting it from life to give an accurate kind of map for where the light hits each of the pieces of fruit. It's a really, really great way to help you to improve your drawing skills. And yeah, okay, still lifes can be quite boring, but practice is often quite boring, right? Doing anything. But there you go. That's my first layer of my grapes, my shiny grapes. See, they're really, really pastel colors and not at all like popping out at you, because I'm going to go over them again. But what I want to do before I go over the paint that I've already applied is to do the background. So because of all the colors I've used, I've got my yellow, my red, my orange, my green, my purple. I'm going to do a blue background just to continue with the multicolored fun. But I'm going to do like quite a pale background. So I'm going to just paint in a little bit of water first. This works well on this paper because it's quite thick and designed for watercolor paint. And then I'll come in and add color to the leaves, maybe darker greens, and browns to the branches that I've put here. So I have made that bit wet. Now let's get my blue. Got my French ultramarine. Good old French ultramarine, and I'm just touching it in. It's way easier to move around because the page is already wet. So I can easily just kind of skid it across. Now, if you're not using watercolor paper, or if your paper's not, doesn't take too kindly to big washes of color, I would probably recommend just applying the paint straight away without adding the water first, because otherwise doing this kind of thing and pushing the paint around can basically undo your paper, because it will start to kind of get bobbly bits of wood or whatever the paper's made from. So I'd recommend just using watercolor paper if you're going to do this kind of watercolor wash. Bringing it down here. Just let it kind of fizzle out into the base here. I'm going over my leaves and stuff a little bit, but that's okay because I'm going to paint them green, so I can be a bit lazy here. In fact, let's be lazy. Let's go over them all. You notice how I left a gap here, or I stopped the wash here, up there. It's because that's a really helpful little bit of composition for me to continue the wash without having too much of a watermark or break in my painting. So whenever you're painting a big area like this, you've got to think about where you can get away with. So I went from there to there because this bit, none of that bit would then have a break in colour. That's something to think about if you're doing washes. Grab it down here. And then maybe in this little cheeky bit, although maybe that would be kind of banana-y. So I'll just put a little bit of blue there. And then I'll come back and draw a little line to make my banana. It's quite a fat banana, but banana nonetheless. We don't discriminate here over that kind of thing. Okay. Now I'm going to come back my apple here. I think it's pretty much dry. So I want it to be quite a vivid red apple. So I'm getting my red colour here. And I might grab a little bit of my burnt sienna as well, which just thickens and deepens the colour a bit. Thickens the colour, I guess. It's kind of the word that I wanted to use. Makes it slightly less like pale red and a bit more kind of red. I'm just going to apply it quite casually. I'm going to leave a little highlight down here as well, where there's the bottom rung of the bit, and just kind of put it on like that. So leaving little bits of the underneath colour, watering it down as I bring it to the side. And that's kind of my next layer of the apple. So you see how kind of quick and rough that was. I could go back in now with a really full brush and just kind of lay some more colour down like that while it's wet, or I could wait until it's dry. And do the same. That. Kind of getting the gist of how I want it to look for now. Probably come back to that. Then I'm going to just quickly do my orange. So I get my yellow ochre, my red here. Little noisy palette going on. And just come in with this deeper orange colour too. Again, not covering the whole thing. Leaving bits of the lighter colour that we did at first. And kind of does this little dance of drying, gives different shades of the colour that I'm applying right now. It's quite interesting. how it's doing that. So again, I'll leave that for now. I could, I guess, go in and add a slightly deeper orange to some bits. Again, it helps if you have a visual reference in front of you of where your light is coming from for this kind of thing. But also a good exercise to just make it up. Like that kind of thing. Give motion a bit of oomph. I'm going to come to my banana quickly, and then I'll just do a little bit of the twigs, and then I'll let you go to keep it within the desired 30 minutes. So just dragging that colour down. It's gorgeous cadmium yellow. Add it a little bit in this section that I forgot before. Like that. And then, very quickly, grabbing my brown. I don't want it to be too wet, my brush. My brush is very wet there. Just kind of touching in the brown to the twiggy bits that I added to frame my composition a little bit, which you may or may not have added. And the reference for this image, I think I just Googled like fruit still life. Found a stock image if you don't have any fruit and you want to do more of this kind of thing. But I would recommend getting your own fruit out in front of you. The best way to improve your drawing skills, in my opinion, is to do observational drawing. I did a lot of observational drawing in my time. Now, not as much because I paint from my kind of memory, doing my NessDoes scenes like what you can see on my Instagram, which I stopped for a little while, but I'm starting again now, which is good. It's some little brown spots on my banana. Don't you love it when a banana starts getting brown spots and gets really sweet? That's my favorite time to eat banana, when it's really sweet, or it's perfect for banana bread or something like that. I'm gonna add a little bit of, just get rid of this paint that's on my brush. But I will paint these leaves. I'll just show you a quick example of the colour, and then there you go, a kind of deep green. So I've got my viridian green and my indigo there. And again, you can also leave highlights on the leaf if you so wish. But look at that green and that orange together. They look absolutely stunning. I say so myself. Green and orange, or like blue and orange, because it's a bluey green. So I've made the green different from the green of the pear and different from the blue of the background, so that they kind of just pop and stand out, but separates them a bit. Now this is a painting you could put on your kitchen or in your kitchen and be proud of, don't you think? I think so. So the only thing I need to do is I'm going to go in and add another layer onto my pear, maybe a few more touches of vibrancy onto my grapes, and maybe go back in and add another layer onto my branches and my leaves, and maybe even another layer on these guys too. But it's the kind of thing where you have to just build it up relatively slowly. So yeah, so that is today's session. So I hope that you enjoyed it. I always have to do my hair up because I get hot when I'm when I'm teaching because I feel the pressure. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know, and as always, send pictures of your work my way. I'm also going to be on Twitch today doing my NessDoes stuff, like this kind of thing I've been doing, getting back into. So if you want to come and hang out with me on Twitch, I'll be going live. You can just search me, NessDoes on Twitch, same on every platform, probably in about half an hour or so. But you can also rewatch the videos later once I finish the stream. So yeah, I had a lovely time. I hope that you did too. Have amazing Tuesdays if I don't see you on Twitch. And I will see you here tomorrow for Wednesday's edition of Art Club. So I hope that you like your painting today, and it's something you can put up on your kitchen wall for a week or so before you get sick of it, or give it to someone, and then it's a nice gift. Anyway, I'll stop babbling. Bye.